Democrats on the House Intel Committee now complaining that their memo is being censored by President Trump and House Republicans. But is this another Beltway swamp move? A member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Louie Gohmert, joining us now. Boy, I'm glad I'm not where you are, Congressman. I have to admit, everybody's got to be a public servant at some point. But, geez, what a swamp pit. Here's what's happening. Congressman Adam Schiff, the lead Democrat on the House Intel Committee, apparently included information in the Democrat memo that he knew would have to be redacted. Information that had sensitive information that he knew would have to be redacted. So it's being redacted, and now, guess what? He's claiming that he's being censored. So this is something that some people are calling the Trump trap. What do you have to say about it?
Well, it's exactly, and David, you've seen right through their facade. They knew, if you recall, their big objection about the Republican memo was it would reveal sources and methods. You can't reveal sources and methods, and they knew that was a lie. They knew there were no sources nor methods revealed in the 4-page Republican memo. So what do when they realize, we were saying there were sources and methods. Let's just put a whole bunch in ours. And then they'll have to cover those up, and then we'll scream censorship. Yeah, that's
Congressman,
a win
it's
all
so
the way
transparent.
Around.
I mean, you give me more credit than I deserve. Anybody could see through that move.
I don't know.
I'm just wondering. Okay, let's move on to something.
You can turn over a couple of channels and see that not everybody has your wisdom and insight.
Okay, that's true. It's not wisdom and insight. It's just so transparent. All right, Republicans voted with Democrats to release the Democrat memo.
Sure.
Every Democrat on that committee voted not to release the Republican memo. What does that tell you?
It tells you, to them, it's all politics. And 24 hours, 7 days a week, it's politics. But, David, what really blows my mind, they don't realize the message they're sending to Donald J. Trump as President of the United States is, see what we're saying. We're perfectly okay if you want to use your campaign money to use the DOJ, the intelligence facilities and assets, use them along with your campaign to go after the 2020 Democrats. We're okay with that. They're on record saying they're okay with it. That's the message to the president. But some of us are consistent enough, and the president's one of them, that we don't care which party it is. This is outrageous. David, wasn't it the church hearings years ago that were going after people that may have been surveilling American citizens? And now under the FISA court, it's just, it's so outrageous.
Okay, well,
the FISA judge will sign anything.
Let me focus on the FISA court, because this is an issue that there actually may be some eventually bipartisan support on. The fact is that you were a former judge. If a cop came to you and said, "Look, I want to do a wiretap on somebody," you said, "What evidence do you have for a wiretap?" He said, "Well, I've got this guy. He's kind of a sleazeball, but he claims he's heard rumors in the hood that in fact this guy's selling dope." That you would throw him right out. That's essentially what happened with the Steele memo. This guy came in. He didn't reveal any of his sources. It was salacious and unverified, to use the words of Mr. Comey. The FBI did not do what it's supposed to do, which is check his sources. Why did the FISA court accept this application? Why didn't they throw that out?
That's the $64,000 question. And what gets me is, okay, I've got a letter here, David, that we're signing, begging Chairman Good to get those transcripts of those proceedings. Right. He will do it, as the majority of us want to see those. But once we see the transcripts, we'll be able to know, did they completely lie to the FISA court? Were they committing just an outrageous fraud on the court? Let me tell you, when they went back 3 more times, each time knowing more and more every 90 days that this was even more of a fiction, there was no basis in fact for this, it was even more salacious, and they continued to get those warrants for surveillance.
Well, that's what concerns me, and
citizens.
I frankly think that's, Judge, what concerns most Americans right now, is that it's just too easy to spy on Americans.
Exactly.
It's just too easy.
And then the connection from there, once you get Carter Page, then, well, he talked to these people, and then you've got all the people in the Trump administration or Trump campaign administration you go after. And one of the things we hadn't really talked about, but that didn't come until October. We believe they went back and got conversations prior to October. And the NSA has been saying, no, we can't get conversations just from anywhere. If they went back and got conversations before the warrant was signed, then it tells you they're monitoring every conversation of every American. They have them anytime they want them.
Drain
That's
the swamp,
another story for another day.
You got to drain that swamp. Louie Gohmert,
We've got to.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.